Nvidia is up again, and I want to give you guys a lot of information that is showing that we're probably going to see Nvidia continue to run. But first, I want to share something that I put over on my Twitter. I said this week I would highly advise shorting Nvidia right now. In my 9 years of trading, I've seen too many people get short squeezed into oblivion. Nvidia will run longer than you can stay solvent. That being said, there's a strong order block coming in with a resistance that's not enough for me to short. In order to go short, we need confirmation. As circled in the chart below, we have to see a rejection at this order block, followed up by a break of the 11 SMA, and this will be our entry condition. Until that happens, I'm going to be trading the current breakout. And as Nvidia is pushing to highs, we can see that analysts as well are very, very bullish. On 1 year, we have 150 analysts with a buy rating. Our most recent ones is going to be KBank, Morgan Stanley, Citigroup, and Bernstein, who have all updated their ratings, continued to a buy. And the other thing that's extremely important is looking at the seasonality chart. So historically, this is over the past 25 years for Nvidia, 76% of the time, so 76% of the time in November, we end up seeing Nvidia green. As well, December, 63% of the time green. So I jokingly said the time to short Nvidia is January. So let's look at Nvidia here first on a daily chart. We've been continuing our push up. I was shorting up here around 470 back in October, looking for this potential head and shoulders movement to break $400 and move its way down to $350 or even $300. Of course, that never happened. We completely bounced right off of this big order block and ran our way all the way up to $486, which is a whopping 25% return. But as I stated before, your condition for entering a position put should never be because something is too overbought. I'm telling you, I've seen so many people lose money by trying to time the top on something that's overbought and trying to time the bottom on something that's oversold. And in that instance, it's not the time to short at all, and it really hasn't been. This is why trading with the trend is so important. I run most of the time just 2 or 3 indicators. Moving averages are just some of the easiest and best things that you can be trading with. But there's not a time here on this daily chart at all, since we broke in January, up above all those moving averages, that we have been in a downtrend. So why would you be shorting? And this isn't a video for anybody who has shorted and lost money. I hope that you make money. I do not even have a bullish position on Nvidia right now. But my point is trying to say that your requirements for a short should not be because it's overbought. So let's talk about what requirements for a short would be, and then we're going to talk about where I think we're probably going to see Nvidia go in the next couple of weeks. So let's look here on a 4-hour chart. You're going to see that we have this resistance level, and we have a big bearish order block between $499 and $486. The way that you can usually tell if a specific order block is going to act as a very strong resistance or support is by how the price respects, which is what we call respecting a trend level or respecting a resistance level. How does it move off of that level? In this instance with Nvidia, you can see that it actually came up. We have a wick at the top, and then we came up here again on this 4-hour and rejected once again. So far, it has respected this resistance level, but this is not the time to go short. This might be the best risk versus reward to go short, but this is still a very low chance that we're going to pull our way back down to 440 or potentially back down to 420. If we go back here, and we look at this movement, which I have highlighted, you're going to see that we pushed up into this area, pulled back, and look at what happened. This is what's different. We broke below at least the 11 moving average, the 11 simple moving average. And for any of you who do not know what moving averages are or what a simple moving average is, basically you take the number that you set it to, which this one is 11, and it's going to show you the average price of the stock within the past 11 days. And so when price is trending over the past 11 days average, we're very, very bullish. And in this case, we finally broke below that level, tested it, used it as a resistance, came down, used it as a resistance again, and then aggressively sold off. So this here is not confirmation, but this is me entering a position, and this here on the drop would be confirmation. And what I'm usually looking for is not going to be some juicy, massive trade. I'm looking for confirmation. I would rather win 90% of the time and take 1 or 2 big losses a month than try to go against the trend to get some massive risk versus reward that will look amazing on my P&L or wherever I post it, but at the end of the day won't actually get me a better return. A great example would be just looking at the trading bot that I have set up here on Nvidia, and I'll actually even explain it to you guys. This thing has been live for the past couple of weeks, and if I just go through on my TrendSpider account, you guys are going to be able to see here at the top right that we have our Nvidia bot set up on the 15-minute chart. I do have to set my strategy tester up, but you're going to see, boom, that we're going to have a bunch of trades that we would have missed out on if we were trying to short this. So imagine now here, in the past 13 months, we would have made a 177% return with nearly an 80% win rating. And imagine if the entire time you are missing out on all of these trades. This is 30 plus trades of all an average return of like 0.71, 0.56, 1%, 2%, 2.6%. So why go against the trend? Why try to short something unless we begin to get confirmation? Now, in the instance of Nvidia right here, and specifically looking at a 15-minute chart, which is a little too small of a time frame, that's mainly what I trade off of for my shorter term swings. But looking at this here, what's happening? We finally get this pullback to potentially test the 50 SMA. But look at what has happened here every single time we've pulled back down to the 50 SMA. Big bullish order block comes in, we get a big rally. What's happening here? Probably going to get a continued rally. Are you playing with probabilities here? Trading with the trend is always going to be the easiest thing that you can do. If Nvidia breaks under 485, pulls back down to 477, I may change my mind in the short term. But even looking at the daily, like we could pull back down to test 471, maybe down to 450, but we'll probably bounce. So when I was looking at potentially shorting this, I was saying to myself, how low could it go? Back down to 450, it'd be amazing, down to 300, but realistically, like we're breaking out here. So in my opinion, wait for confirmation if you want to short Nvidia. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your positions are. As always, thank you for all of the support, and I'll see you next time.